I have another video on YouTube that shows how to make gum paste baby's breath, and that is fine, except that somebody was having some problems with it. So I realized that there's another way to make it, and it's not as realistic, but it uses 30 gauge wire and royal icing, and that's it. And it's very quick, relatively, unless you have trouble getting the wire inside the icing bag, which I'll show you, which I was having trouble before. But all you do is you take some wire, and this, like I said, is 30 gauge. Kind of keep in mind what color you want the wire to be when it's on the cake. If you want the cake to be completely white, don't use the green because that'll show, and you want to just use the white wire instead. So cut off about 6 inches worth of that, and I'm not counting how many these are, but let's see, there are 8 here. So just use a small bunch, like 8 to 10. About 6 inches worth. Fold it in half, pinch it on that end, and twist the end that's bent so that it's all kind of in one little bunch. Alright, then you go back. So this is why you don't want to do too many at once, because you're going to open this up and make sure that you're going to have enough room to touch each wire with your piping bag. And you have to be able to get in there. So if you have to open it up really wide, that's fine. It will dry that way, and then you can just bend it back into position when you're ready. But just make sure that you have enough space to get to the tip of each one. Alright, then you have a bag with royal icing, and this is a number 24 star tip. It's teeny tiny. One thing you might want to do, which I don't do, but if the wire, and make sure this is cloth covered wire, because it gives it something to grip to. If the wire is really dry, sometimes the icing won't stick to it, or if the icing is too stiff. So you might want to take this and dip it in a little glass of water and then just shake it off just to make the wire a little bit damp. Sometimes that will make the icing stick to it better. Okay, now you're going to take this is the hard part, just stick the tip of the wire, oh geez, I have terrible depth perception. Stick the tip of the wire into the tip, squeeze it, and pull that off. That's a little long, but if it's too short, it won't attach. And you can kind of experiment with this until you get the right size. And they can be all different. It's not a big deal. If it's too long and it comes off like that, just kind of attach it. Oh, for Pete's sake. I have the worst time getting this in. Sometimes you can just kind of do that and it'll attach. And if the wire shows through, that's okay. Just kind of mess with it until it doesn't. Or you could take it off, start again, have a little wet cloth to wipe the tip on, which I don't, so I'll use my hand just to keep it clean. And you want to just do that to every wire. Yeah, if you keep the tip of the piping bag clean, it won't be as difficult to grip on there. But you basically do that to every wire until they're all covered. And I'm not going to do every single one on this because that'll take too long. But take a piece of styrofoam, stick it in there to dry, and it'll dry like that. Okay, and then when you're done, you can take it. Here's one that I did relatively recently, so it's still wet. This is all spread out. Just take it and kind of press the wires together to make a little bunch. And these look really cute when you put them in the cake, in just a little filler flower. It will fill in the space, and it looks kind of lacy. And here's another one that I did, so you can put them together and then make a nice little baby's breath. And if you're looking at these after they're dried, like, see, this one looks like it's going to fall off. Whoop, and it just did. No big deal. Just go back and do another one. Or if there's one that has a wire that's showing, there's a little green wire there, just cover that up. No big deal. And these are easier, they're faster than the gum paste ones. They're not as realistic, obviously, but it's a quick way to do a quick filler. And you have to do a lot of them, but you have to do a lot of the gum paste ones too. And this is quick, and it'll give you a nice filler. When you put in a lot, it looks really nice on a cake. So leave me any questions. I think I went over everything, but leave me any questions if you have any questions, and I will try to answer them as soon as I can. Thanks.